bit with your debt utilization as well. Helping with your debt utilization, if you can get that down to 30% or less, then that's going to help you increase your credit score as well. So look, we are at the 15-minute mark, halfway through the show already today. So I want to hit you guys with the question of the day. The question of the day is sponsored by Cute as a Cupcake, Cupcakery and Bake Shop, where the cupcakes are more than cute, they're delicious. Now, you guys get on over to Cute as a Cupcake, located in Merrillville, Indiana, and that's 2008 West 81st. That's 2008 West 81st in Merrillville, Indiana, 46410. Again, tell them that the 800 Credit Score Man sent you. Again, that is Cute as a Cupcake, sponsoring the question of the day. So the question of the day comes from none other than Anthony out of Illinois. And Anthony asks, is there a credit card that holds more weight than others? So the answer to this is, and this is the second time somebody asked me about, one credit card having more weighting or not. And the answer is no. One credit card doesn't have any more weighting than the other credit card when all things are equal. So for an example, American Express, and looking at your credit report and you have an American Express card, that doesn't mean you get any more points because you have an American Express versus if you have a Capital One versus you have a Chase card versus you have a BMO Harris Bank or any other bank in the world. You do not get any more credit, if you will, and I'm throwing up air quotes in that regard. So it doesn't matter who grants you the credit card. They are really pretty much all the same. Now, your score isn't it isn't more important. It's actually more important to pay well on any credit card that you have than it is to see whoever that particular creditor is. Now, here's where the difference lies when it comes to your credit cards, though, is in the reward points and different kinds of things that they offer within the credit card. So since I mentioned American Express, let's go with American Express. So the difference there is within American Express. They've got the green card, it's green. They've got, the silver and the gold and, platinum and all of those things. Now that's where your difference comes from, not comparing American Express to Citi Financial or Citigroup or anyone or Chase or anybody like that. The difference comes within that particular card itself. So you may have a better interest rate if you have, a platinum card versus a person that just would have the green card. You will have better rewards or better cash back, things of that nature. Those are the things that make a serious difference when it comes to your credit cards. So make sure that if you're getting and you're establishing credit, because it sounds like this person, Anthony, was establishing credit and trying to figure out which credit card should I apply for, you should apply for the card that is going to actually grant you credit. Maybe the most credit that you can get. And then if you're just establishing, maybe you just want to get any kind of credit card. If you get a $300 limit, then great. Get a $300 limit. Keep it at less than 30%. So you're going to be under $100 if you get a credit card with a $300 limit. You want to keep it under $100 as far as your balance is concerned. And then oftentimes what happens, you get that $300 limit, you charge something, you make payments for the next 4 or 5 months. Oftentimes what they'll do is they'll raise your credit limit, and they'll do that automatically without you asking and things of that nature. So those are some of the things that you can do when it comes to your credit card and navigating them. But to answer your question, Anthony, no, it doesn't matter which credit card you get. They don't hold any more weight than any of the other credit cards at all. Again, the only time you're going to get that is within that credit card system itself. If you got the gold or the silver or the platinum or the black card or whatever it is, that's when you're going to find those. So thanks a lot, Anthony. I appreciate you contacting me via email, and you guys can do the same. Email me at 800creditscoreman@gmail.com. Again, that's 800creditscoreman@gmail.com. Email me there, and I will be able to answer your question, and you'll be able to become part of the family. Anthony is now a part of the 800 Credit Score Man Show family, and thank you very much. So here's what I want you to do. Again, contact me, 800creditscoreman@gmail.com. Send me your questions, anything that is credit related, and here's how it happens. So you send me that question, I answer that question to you directly, just to you, and then I bank your question oftentimes, and I'll utilize it on the show maybe, and that's how you become part of the family here. So please do so. You can also contact me on Facebook. I'm 800 Credit Score Man on Facebook. That's my fan page. My government name is Kevin King. So if you can find me there, good luck. But get to my page, like my page. I really much appreciate that. You can also follow me on Instagram. Same thing, 800 Credit Score Man on Instagram. And then on Twitter, I'm at Credit Score _man on Twitter. So contact me in any of those places and ask me questions, and I will definitely get back to you and answer their questions. There are no dumb questions. There are no dumb questions at all. If you have a question about it, guaranteed somebody else has the question as well. So thank you very much. That was the question of the day, sponsored by Cute as a Cupcake in Maryville, Indiana, 2008 West 81st. Please, guys, go there and get you some cupcakes and tell them that the 800 Credit Score Man sent you. So I'm going to do a couple shout outs after doing this question of the day. I want to first shout out the veterans. So I want to thank each and every veteran, each and every man and woman that have donned the uniform to protect our country and to protect our country's interests. Yesterday was Veterans Day, and we all thank you and we salute you. So thank you very much to our veterans. And then I want to shout out a veteran whose birthday is actually on Veterans Day, and that is my brother. He is Dr. Robert Lee King Jr., and I know him affectionately as Butch. So happy birthday to you. You're getting up there, old man. You're getting up there. I'm the younger brother. And so when I was little, we always talked about how young I was, and I couldn't do this and that because I was young. But now I'm old enough to do all those things, and he'll always be older than me, so I can always call him an old man. So happy birthday to you, brother. And then I want to give a shout out to Nicole, or Nikki, or Nunu, whatever she want to go by today. I want to give her a happy birthday shout out as well. And her birthday is today, November the 12th. So happy birthday to you as well. All right, so let's jump back into the show, you guys. We got a few more minutes left, and I want to shift topics a little bit from about the late payments. And I want to tell you about a change that has come. Now, previously or before, if you follow me on any of those social media sites that I said, I've tweeted out and done all those things with saying that change is coming. And I was referring to a deal that has been struck between America and the three credit bureaus. Those are TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. So what they've done is make some changes that are positive for the consumers, for us, that are positive for us. And so one of the big changes, or the major changes, is regarding your medical bills. So, and the reason I bring up medical bills, and I'm even talking about it on this show, is because 62% of bankruptcies are because of medical bills. Now, most people think because, it's people that are uninsured and, they had all these big bills and so they couldn't pay them. But that's actually not the reality. So 62% of those bankruptcies are because of medical bills. Now, of that 62%, 78% of those people actually have health insurance. So they have health insurance, but their bills are still too big for them to pay, or they couldn't pay those bills, and they wound up on their credit reports, and they end up filing bankruptcy because they simply couldn't pay. So medical bills affect more than just the uninsured as well. And if any of you guys have ever been out there and unfortunately had to go to the hospital for something, you have this deductible. Nowadays they have high deductible plans. You might have to pay $5,000 before they even start to give you anything in itself. And oftentimes we don't have $5,000 laying around just to pay for some medical bills. So again, 62% of bankruptcies were caused because of medical bills. So here is a change that has come to the credit scoring system, and hopefully this helps a lot of us out. So here's what happens now. Previously, if you had a medical bill and it went to collections, it doesn't matter if it was just your deductible and your deductible is $20 or $30 and you never paid it, and your doctor sent you to a collection agency. That collection agency puts it on your credit report, of course, so it's on your credit report, and they attempt to collect from it. They add fees to it and things of that nature. So all of those things kind of happen when it comes to that, and it ends up on your credit report. So it was like any other collection that would be on your credit report, whether you had a collection from Rent-A-Center or you had a repossession on your car or, any late payment. It would always be on your credit report. It's going to stay on there for 7 years. Once you have it, whether you pay it or you don't pay it, it's going to stay on your credit report. So here's what has happened now. So now, if you have a medical bill that goes onto your credit report, when you pay your medical bill, then it's going to come off of your credit report. So that is something that is very good for us. Now, you don't have to dispute it. You don't have to have it sitting on your credit report for the next 7 years and people asking you about it every time you go in to apply for a loan or to get a car or a mortgage or anything of that nature. It's going to come off your credit report. You don't have to do the disputes or anything of that nature. Now it's going to come off of your credit report. Now that's positive for you because the whole thing behind, like a person like myself that helps people improve their credit, is getting those things off your credit report that may be wrong or what have you off your credit report is to help you increase your score. So now if you have a medical bill and you pay that medical bill, it should come off of your credit report, and it'll come off of your credit report altogether. Some people are under the mistaken notion that once you pay something, it does come off of your credit report. That's not the case. If something lands on your credit report and you pay it, it stays on your credit report. As a matter of fact, oftentimes the time frame extends, kind of off of what we were talking about last week. The time extends, so you pay it today, and the particular account was on your credit report for 5 years, but you pay it today, and now it's going to show as paid, but your time frame starts over again. So it's going to stay on your credit report for an additional 7 years. So now, when you make that payment for a medical issue, it's going to come off your credit report as if it never happened. Now, your credit score may swing widely because initially when they put it on your credit report, your credit score went down. And so now that you've paid it, then your credit score should go back up yet again. Now, there's nothing that says that your credit report is going to go back up, 100 points or the exact amount that it came down before. We just don't know just yet. So this is relatively new, so we'll have to get to those things. So that is a major, major change that should be enacted now. It's been over a year since they decided that this is what we're going to do, and they were rolling these things out slowly, if you will. I mean, it is part of the government and these 3 bureaus, so they were rolling them out slowly, but that should be done as of right now. So that is a very, very good thing for all of us that may have any medical bills on your credit report. So if you have a medical bill on your credit report, now here's what's not mentioned when they talk about it. Are people grandfathered in? So let's say you had a medical bill on your credit report from 2012. Does this also include you? That is something that is not yet to be found as of yet, but it may include you as well. So if you can pay off that old medical bill and now, and then hopefully it'll come off your credit report. But as of right now, I haven't seen anything from my research that will say that it is going to that your grandfather in, and you'll be able to get that same positive reaction when it comes to your credit report. So hopefully it is, and if it is, that is really a good thing for all the people that have had medical issues on their credit report for years and years and years. If they can pay those things, and oftentimes when I talked about in the show about collections, maybe you can get them to lower the amount that they initially were seeking from you. So I wanted to give you guys that information today. Let's recap a little bit. We talked about what to do if you have a late payment. First, don't be late. Secondly, contact your creditor and see what your options are on there. And I told you a lot of things about your options. And then number 3, we also talked about maybe backdating a payment as well. And you've got to ask for a manager if you're not getting the results that you want. Ask for a manager. Make sure you do that. So that's what we talked about today, as well as the change when it comes to your medical collections that may fall onto your credit report. We changed those things as well. We talked about that as well. So thank you guys for listening. It's coming down to the end of the show. I swear this was the quickest 30 minutes that I've had thus far. And I want to give you guys the credit score kiss for today. I want you to revisit, because I told you guys before to set a goal. Set a goal for the credit score that you want. Revisit your credit score goal. If you are 650 or less, your goal should be to get to 650. Bare minimum, your goal should be to get to 650.